What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Season 6 playoff bracket reveal. As always, we're going to start from number 1, go all the way down to number 12. And starting with number 1, the first team with a first round bye is, of course, the undefeated Houston Cougars. Our team has just dominated all season long, able to pull out some close wins without our quarterback, but we're heading into the playoffs. He's 100% healthy, ready to go, and we're looking to make a really strong run. At number 2, it's the Utah Utes, the only team to beat us last season in the regular season. At 12-1, they're the Big 12 champions. They're going to be the highest rated one-loss team, and they're going to also have a first round bye. At number 3, it's going to be Ohio State at 11-2. They ended up coming out and beating number 3 USC 41-10 in the Big 10 championship game, and that was enough to move them up from number 9 all the way to number 3. At number 4, it's going to be the Florida State Seminoles, ACC champs, 11-2. They made it in ahead of Clemson, who ended up having one loss just due to the fact that they won their conference, and they're going to be the last team here with a first round bye. Of course, these next 4 teams are going to have home field advantage in round 1. Let's go ahead and start with number 5, which is going to be Oklahoma at 11-1. They ended up only losing one game in the regular season. That was to us by a last-second field goal. So they're definitely the most impressive non-conference champion team on this list. They may be even a little bit better than some of these conference champions, and they're going to come in at number 5. At number 6, we've got Clemson, also at 11-1. Their only loss on the season coming to Florida State, which is the reason they didn't play for the ACC championship game, but you know, they're also another very impressive one-loss team that is not a conference champion. At number 7, we've got the Texas A&M Aggies at 10-2. They're good enough to get home field advantage as well. We did end up beating them in the regular season. I believe Oklahoma did as well, but definitely good enough to make it into the top 12. At number 8, we've got USC at 11-2. They just lost the Big Ten championship, like I mentioned, to Ohio State in blowout fashion, but they had a great season. They played us really close. We only beat them by 3 points in the regular season, so they're definitely going to be good enough to get that first round or get home field advantage in the first round. And these last 4 teams are going to be the teams playing on the road in the first round. Starting with number 9 against USC is going to be Georgia at 11-2. They've had another great season. They're trying to get back up to where they were back when they were winning national championships left and right, and they've got a tough matchup taking on USC in the first round. At number 10, it's going to be UCLA at 10-2, another team that's only got 2 losses on the season with a tough schedule in the Big Ten. They're going to be coming in at the number 10 seed to take on Texas A&M. At the 11 seed, going up against Clemson, is going to be UCF at 9-2 from the Big 12. They had a really strong strength of schedule compared to the other teams that may have been left out of the playoffs here, and they ended up getting in at number 11. And at number 12, the final team left to reveal is going to be Appalachian State at 11-2. They just won their conference, taking down a tough Texas State team who was also in the top 25. And they're going to be good enough to get in at number 12. I finally decided to start going with the structure where, you know, like they're going to do in real life, where the highest ranked group of 5 champion gets in. So App State able to get in over a couple of really good 3-loss teams. LSU, Alabama left out, both at 9-3. And so App State is going to be in that 12th spot on the road against Oklahoma. A really tough matchup for them, but interested to see how they fare in that one. So something interesting to note here from the left side of the bracket, I'm sure you've probably noticed we've got 4 teams over here that we've already played this season. With USC, we won by 3, just beat the crap out of Georgia in the SEC championship game, beat Oklahoma by 3, and then took down Florida State earlier on in the season without too much issues there. So unless App State makes some sort of historical run, it looks like we're going to have a couple of rematches here leading into the national championship if we're able to get there. So that's going to do it for the bracket reveal. Let's go ahead and jump into these round 1 games and see who advances to round 2. So the first matchup we're going to take a look at is 12th seed App State taking on 5th seed Oklahoma. This one shouldn't be close. Oklahoma just dominant across the board. Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights and see how it turns out. Nothing to report in this one. 59-7 to score late in the game. 3rd down and 9 for App State. A bunch of broken tackles, but he's going to be brought down short of the first. And that's going to do it for this one. 59-7 is the final score. Oklahoma State dominated start to finish with a 21-0 start in the first quarter and never looked back. So let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. So the next first round matchup we're going to take a look at is 11th seed UCF taking on 6th seed Clemson. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more competitive of a matchup, but hey, these are the kind of matchups you get in a 12-team playoff. So let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights and see what ends up happening. Clemson with the ball up 14, play action pass out right. It's complete for a touchdown. Clemson's going to take a 3-touchdown lead, and it's not looking great for UCF. UCF last chance here on 3rd down and 10 with just over a minute left in the game. Quarterback goes down, loses the ball. Clemson's going to pick it up, takes it all the way downfield, across midfield, and finally gets brought down around the 23, 24-yard line. And that's going to be it for UCF. Clemson would end up winning 38-17, the final score. Never really close, really. Clemson with a 28-17 lead at the half, and that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. So the third matchup we're going to take a look at here is 10th seed UCLA taking on 7th seed Texas A&M. This is a more interesting one. Texas A&M has the better resume, higher ranked, but UCLA has the better ratings. Corso's going with the Bruins. Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights and see who wins this one. Texas A&M with the ball down by 12. 3rd down and 3, 2 minutes left. Quarterback takes off, going to break a tackle, but gets stopped a little bit short of the first. 4th down and short for Texas A&M. Last chance here. Quarterback under center, hands it off up the middle, and he's stuffed for a loss. And UCLA takes over on downs. They would end up going down and scoring one last time. And 42-23 is the final score. UCLA comes up with a win in this one. Wasn't really expecting that to happen, but they're going to be moving on to round 2. So let's go ahead and move on to the final round 1 matchup. So the last first round matchup we're going to look at is 9th seed Georgia on the road against 8th seed USC. Going to be an interesting one. 2 teams we played during the season. USC we only beat by 3, and Georgia in yesterday's video just destroyed them. So should be an interesting one. I think USC probably has the edge, but you never know. Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights and see who ends up coming out on top. Georgia up by 13, USC threatening in scoring range here with just over 3 minutes left. Pass out to the right side, complete to Al Thomas for a 22-yard touchdown. USC has got this back to within a 6-point game. They're able to get a stop on Georgia without using any of their 3 timeouts. And they're going to get the ball back with a chance to go down and win it with a touchdown. Nice return there is going to put them in great field position. Pretty evenly matched game so far. Both teams with 500 yards of total offense. 2nd down and 9 for USC. Next drive, they're going to go deep down the right side. Dangerous pass is dropped by the first defender, but caught by the second one on a diving attempt there. Georgia able to pick it off, but USC still with 3 timeouts left. They've used their first one, but this one goes for a first down. He steps out of bounds, so it's not technically over yet. USC needs a stop here. 3rd and 6, no timeouts left. 1:25 on the clock. USC last chance here, needs a stop. Screen pass to the halfback. He's going to take it for the first down, and that's going to be enough to seal the win for Georgia. So the Bulldogs sneak out of here with a win. 34-28 is the final score. They're going to go on to the second round to face off against us. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the bracket looks like headed into round number 2. So here's what the bracket looks like headed into the second round. We are taking on Georgia in a rematch of the SEC championship game from yesterday's video in the Peach Bowl. They're looking to put on a much better performance than they had in this SEC championship game as we beat them handedly. We're going to be having Utah taking on UCLA in the Fiesta Bowl. We got Oklahoma and Florida State in the Rose Bowl, and then Clemson taking on Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. So a lot of interesting matchups here in the second round. Let's go ahead and start with our matchup. We're going to look at the game highlights, and then we'll go into the other 3 second round games. So here is our matchup against Georgia in round 2 of the playoffs. Not much to talk about here, really. I mean, we just played them in the last video and destroyed them. Did not go well for Georgia. Let's see if things turn out differently here in the playoffs. Taking on Georgia in the Peach Bowl. Same stadium we just played them against just a couple of weeks ago in the SEC Championship. They're going to try to have a little bit better performance in this one. Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights. We get the ball first. Option keeper for Fauanuku. Taking it out right. Going to slide to avoid the hit. See, guys, I'm learning. Nice play to start the game off for our offense. 1st and 10, next play. Fauanuku dropping back out right to Cody Urban, who makes the catch and goes down near the 40-yard line. Getting the offense moving early in this one. 1st and 10. Fauanuku dropping back, rolling right under pressure. Stops and throws it to Brian Miller, who makes the catch in the red zone for a gain of 18. 3rd down and 12, though. Fauanuku looking over the middle. Wide open as Justin Brooks in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to be 7-0 early in this one. Off to a great start. Defense on the field for the first time. Joe Thomas dropping back to pass. And he's going to go down on the first play for a loss of 9. Huge sack there by Colton Barton. 3rd down and 10. Handoff. Devine on the right side. Missed tackle. And that's going to be a 1st down for Georgia. Able to convert on the halfback draw. 3rd down and 7 later in the drive. Thomas under pressure. Throws off his back foot and completes it to Lewis for the 1st down. But there is a flag on the play. They're going to end up getting Georgia for offensive pass interference. And Georgia's going to give it one more shot on 3rd and 17 this time. Thomas looking to pass outright. Completes it to Devine, but he's brought down well short of the first. Going to be 4th and 13. Georgia ends up punting on their opening drive. 1st and 10, next drive for us. Brian Miller makes the catch over the middle, gets past midfield, and spun around down about the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, next play. Micah rolling out right, pass out right, picked off by the freshman linebacker Lavelle. Nice job there to jump the route, and Georgia's going to take over with possession there. 1st and 10, next drive for Georgia. Handoff, Murphy right or left side. He's able to take it up the middle, breaks a tackle, and gets tripped up after a big 23-yard run. 2nd down and 6 for Georgia later in the drive. Thomas dropping back to pass, looking over to the left, finds Adams Reed for a 1st down. He's out of bounds inside the 15 to about the 12. 3rd down and 10. A couple plays later, Thomas dropping back outright. Damian Caba's there, but can't hang on to it. And that's going to cost us 3 points. Georgia ends up taking the field goal and making it a 7-3 ball game with just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. 3rd and 14, next drive for us. Fauanuku under pressure, hit as he throws. That ball's not going anywhere. And that's going to make it 4th down and 14. They gave us the injury animation there, but there's no injury. Fauanuku's fine. Wade with the catch over the middle. He makes some moves. Damian Caba misses the tackle, and he's got Green in front of him. Hare Griffin's not able to catch him. He's going to take this one all the way to the end zone for a 77-yard touchdown pass. And Georgia's on top 10-7 now, early in the second quarter. Next drive for our offense. Fauanuku dropping back, looking, rolling out right. He's going to take off himself, doesn't see anything open. He gets a big gain and steps out of bounds after a gain of 17 for a 1st down. 3rd down and 3 later in the drive. Handoff up the middle. Allen Samuel Jr. gets leveled for no gain. It's going to be 4th down and 3. And we're going to go for it here near midfield. Fauanuku rolling out right. Stops. Gets it off over the middle to Justin Brooks for a 20-yard reception. And that's going to be able to keep the drive alive. 3rd down and 1 now in the red zone. Pass over the middle to Jeremy Smith is complete. He goes down to about the 1-yard line. Trying to get in the end zone here and take the lead back. On 1st down and goal, next play, handoff up the middle. Allen Samuel Jr. takes it in from a yard out, and that's going to give us a 14-10 lead with 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 for Georgia. Next drive, play action pass over the middle to Wade. He's got another catch for 21 yards and a Georgia 1st down. Their offense cooking a little bit here after not being able to do much of anything against us in the SEC Championship game. Another pass deep over the middle is complete to Lewis. This one's going to go for another big gain, and he's got a 1st down for Georgia near the 27-yard line. Jairus Lewis with the play. 3rd down and 19. Joe Thomas over to the right side. Adams Reed not able to hang on to the ball. He was a few yards short anyway. That brings up a 4th and long, and Georgia lining up for the long field goal, and it's just inside that right upright. and that's going to cut the lead down to 1. 14-13 the score with 3 minutes left in the half. Faunuku dropping back, rolling right, goes down for the sack. Loss of 10, was tripping over his own lineman there a little bit. And that brings up a 3rd and very long. Faunuku dropping back, loading up one deep down the right sideline. Justin Brooks not able to catch it. It's actually going to be intercepted. Looked like he was out of bounds, but it did not allow me to challenge the play. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Georgia on their next drive. Pass out to Adams Reed. He holds on to this one. He gets a big gain, stiff arms, breaks a tackle, and gets down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Defense struggling now to defend these deep passes. 2nd down and goal for Georgia at the 4. Joe Thomas over the middle, completes it to George Wade, his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. And Georgia is going to take a 20-14 lead with the extra point. 1st and 10, next drive for us. Under a minute and a half left in the half. Faunuku loading up, going deep down the right sideline, finds Justin Brooks, who gets the feet down. Next play, 1st and 10 at the 20. Option keeper, Faunuku's got a lane, got blockers, and he's going to take this one in for a touchdown. That's going to give us a 21-20 lead with 39 seconds left in this first half. Georgia trying to make something happen here on 1st and 10. Thomas out left to Hodge, who gets the completion. He gets it all the way out near midfield. Georgia takes their first timeout with 33 seconds left. Trying to go down and get the lead back before the half. 3rd and 4 for Georgia. Thomas dropping back. Screen pass. He's going to go down for a sack. Loss of 12. And we're going to call our first timeout here with 20 seconds left. Start of the drive, 13 seconds on the clock. Faunuku finds Cody Urban on the right side, who gets a big gain. 7 seconds left on the clock. Going to try to get into the field goal range. We need to get to about the 40-yard line to kick the field goal. Faunuku finds a lane down the right side, and he steps out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock right at that 40-yard line. What a clutch play by him. He's up to 100 yards rushing in the game, and Adam Wales knocks the field goal right through before halftime. And that was quite an effort there to get some extra points before the half. 24-20 is the score at the half. Georgia definitely playing us a lot closer than they did in the last video. 3rd down and 6. Thomas dropping back on the screen pass. It's complete to Devine, but he goes down for a loss of 4. And Georgia's going to have to punt to start the second half. 7 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Our ball, Faunuku rolling out right, passing it to Justin Brooks. He's going to stiff arm all the way down to about the 36-yard line for 18 yards. Another 1st down. Next play, option keeper for Faunuku. He's going to pitch it out to Alan Samuel, who's got a lane, cuts it inside, and breaks it back outside. Great blocking there by Brian Miller, and he's going to leap into the end zone for a 36-yard touchdown run. What a play by our sophomore running back, Alan Samuel Jr., and that's going to give us a 31-20 lead midway through this 3rd quarter. Thomas dropping back to pass, looking, has all day to throw. Going to go deep down the left side, and Deshaun Okocha is there for the interception. Able to pull it in, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Houston 41-yard line. 3rd down and 13 on our next drive. Faunuku going deep down the right side. Got a man, Miller, in a 50-50 situation. He hauls it in, makes the catch over the defender, and keeps the drive alive. 34 yards on the play. Faunuku next play rolling out right on 2nd and 2. Able to take it all the way down inside the 5. Gets hit hard, but he stays in bounds, holds onto the ball before he goes out of bounds. Pass on 3rd down and goal is incomplete. Brian Miller couldn't hang on. That's going to bring up a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. And here's the quarterback sneak. Faunuku able to take it in. And that's going to extend our lead now. 38-20 is the score. Georgia looking to bounce back. They haven't been making any noise in this second half yet. 3rd down play is taken down short, but there's a flag. They're going to flag Colton Barton for offsides on the play. Georgia is going to get another chance here on 3rd and short. Handoff up the middle. Murphy got just enough for the 1st down, stays on his feet, gets a couple extra yards, and goes down for a gain of 4. So Georgia able to keep the drive alive, but another 3rd down here, 3rd and 5. Thomas hands it off to Murphy on the draw, and Colton Barton just lays him out. For a loss of 2, 4th down and 7, Georgia has to punt. Next drive for our offense. Faunuku dropping back, looking middle. Gerard Cole's got the catch and breaks a tackle. He's down the right sideline, and he just does get tripped up there around the 45. 1st down and 10, next play. Alan Samuel Jr., I accidentally called this stupid pass play again, but I'm just going to run it. Samuel Jr. gets a block, and he's got speed down the right side. One man to beat, he beats him. And my least favorite play is now my favorite play. 44-yard touchdown run on the Wildcat pass play. And that's going to extend our lead to 45-20. Georgia looking a little bit hopeless here in the second half. Fourth quarter, 7.5 minutes left. Pass complete over the middle into the red zone to Hodge. Georgia trying to get on the board here in the second half for the first time. 3rd down and 1, handoff up the middle. Murphy going to be brought down for a 0-yard gain. And they're going to have a 4th and 2 situation. They're going to go for it. Thomas dropping back, looking right. Damian Kaba picks it off in the end zone. He's going to take it out. He's got speed and he's got a lane down the sideline, but after the juke, he's going to be brought down around the 33-yard line. That's going to get us the ball back. Georgia coming up empty once again in this second half. Faunuku on the run play, though, able to slide, avoid the hit after a big gain of about 20. 1st and 10, Faunuku in the shotgun, dropping back, looking deep over the middle. Wide open in the end zone is Miles Ray for the touchdown, and we're going to extend our lead once again. Just a dominant second half in this one. 52-20 is the score, 28-0 in this second half over the Bulldogs. 3rd and short, Georgia's driven all the way down to the red zone. He's got all day to throw, but finally he goes down. Taven Lebowitz takes him down for a loss of 3 on the sack. So on 4th and 4, they're going for it. Thomas dropping back, looking. He's going down. He loses the ball. Big Brian Dixon's going to scoop it up, and look at the speed on the big fella. Nothing but green on the screen, and Big BD's going to get the TD on the scoop and score. What a play. That's going to give us a 59-20 lead with under 2 minutes left in the half. 3rd down and long for Georgia. That one's going nowhere. And we're able to run this clock out, and we are going to the college football playoff semifinal round for the 6th straight season. We actually lost in the semifinals back in season number 1. Actually, maybe the quarterfinals. But anyway, we're definitely in it for the 5th straight season. Faunuku gets player of the game with another huge game. The Heisman winner, proving why he's the number 1 player in the country right now. And Georgia walks away disappointed, but they did play us much better in the first half than they did in the SEC championship game. We ended up outgaining them 570-425. They didn't have much trouble moving the ball, but just could not get in the end zone very much, especially in that second half. So we are moving on to the semifinals. So here is the next second round matchup. It's going to be 10th seed UCLA taking on number 2 seed Utah. Should be another interesting matchup. UCLA with the upset over Texas A&M in the first round. Utah with the first round bye. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. So 52-17 is the score in this one. UCLA never stood a chance. This Utah defense has been swarming all day. They get the stop there for a 4th and long, and they're going to end up winning this one. 52-17 is the final. Utah outgained them in every stat on the board here, and they are going to be advancing to the semifinals. So in this matchup, 2 teams that are very familiar with the college football playoffs. 6th seed Clemson taking on number 3 seed Ohio State. Clemson making the national championship last season, looking to bounce back and hopefully win out this season, and Ohio State looking to prevent them from doing that. Clemson has the advantage down the board. Corso's picking Clemson. Let's go ahead and see how it turns out. So Ohio State up by 3 on 4th and 7 in the red zone. They're going to go for it, and the risk pays off. Pass over the middle is complete for a touchdown, and Ohio State's going to take a 10-point lead with 5.5 minutes left in this one. Clemson finds himself in a 3rd and 20 situation. Tough situation to be in. Quarterback goes down, fumbles it. It's picked up by one of his O-linemen, but Clemson ends up having to punt. Ohio State would go down and score. Clemson answers. It's still a 10-point game after that. And with 3rd and short from 55 seconds left, Tommy Lee Pittman makes the catch in the end zone from Spencer Mohan, who ends up breaking Dwayne Haskins' record for single-game touchdowns. And Spencer Mohan is another guy like Faunuku, who is a true freshman, or redshirt freshman, 99 overall. Another solid quarterback to be looking out for in these playoffs. So Ohio State gets the 55-45 win. Clemson did end up going down and scoring in the last minute. But Ohio State going to advance to the semifinals to take on Utah. In the last second round matchup, it's 2 teams we played in the regular season. It's 5th seed Oklahoma taking on 4th seed Florida State. We had a much easier time with Florida State than we did with Oklahoma. And Oklahoma has the advantage in literally every single category. So all fingers point towards Oklahoma in this one, but you never know in the playoffs. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how it shakes out. So as expected, Oklahoma with a 21-point lead late in the 4th. Florida State in the red zone, though, still fighting. Quarterback keeper on the option. He's going to take it inside the 5 to the 2 for a 1st and goal. Not a likely situation for Florida State to mount a comeback, but, you know, we're not going to give up on them yet. Handoff up the middle. Roberson able to take it in for a 2-yard touchdown. And Florida State's back to within 14, 3.5 minutes to go. Oklahoma set with 3rd and 1 inside Florida State territory. Quarterback's going to go down for a loss on the option. But a field goal here would put it out of reach for Florida State, trying to make it a 17-point game, and that is exactly what Oklahoma's going to do. That kick straight down the middle. Oklahoma takes a 34-17 lead and does not look back. Final score, 34-17, Oklahoma advancing to the semifinals to take us on. We're going to be playing Oklahoma in a rematch, so be sure to tune in tomorrow for that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket as it stands after round 2. So that's going to do it for this video. Tomorrow we've got the playoff semifinals taking on Oklahoma in a rematch from last season, a team that we had to end up beating with a game-winning field goal as time expired, so that's going to be an interesting one. And then we've got 13-1 Utah taking on 12-2 Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for that one. If you made it this far in the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff for me. Really appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow for this matchup against Oklahoma.